go. All right. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, all across the globe, welcome to Power Connections with Kevin Vaughan and my wonderful, beautiful, talented, brilliant guest today, ladies and gentlemen, Executive Director of PodiumRVA, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Vicki Yeroian. How you doing, Miss Executive Director? How you doing?
Oh my gosh, Kevin, I am just so excited and just feeling so pumped up and ready to be here today. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much for your time today, Miss Executive Director of Podium. And we're excited about your students. We're excited about hearing more about you as well. But Vicki, we always give our guests an opportunity to say something to our wonderful network out there on the planet. Any opening words, anything you want to say today before we get started?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. Well, like I said, first and foremost, I'm just so grateful to be here. Podium, you know, what we do is we are here for youth creative expression, for their academic writing, and for their professional development. So we do a little bit of everything. So we serve youth in Richmond City Public Schools, ages 10 through 19. So that's middle schoolers, that's our high schoolers, and that's recent graduates. So we're really working on building those critical writing, communication, and leadership skills that they need to succeed in school, career, and in life, right? And so everybody has their own definition of what success looks like for them. Everybody has their own, you know, networks, connections, resources. And so what we try to do is we try to help our young folks create a pathway for that definition of success and then to reach that, right? So whether that's, you know, you're in middle school and you're looking forward to getting ready for high school, because you know what, Kevin, one thing I wanted to share is a lot of schools in Richmond City are application based. So you've got your district school, and then if you've got specialty schools in the area, and you've got to apply. So just like a high school senior applying for college. And so we are, you know, there to help out with that process and help our young folks. We do, like I said, some college and career prep as well. And so just a little shout out to Mr. Kevin Vaughan, who will be joining us at our Teen Professional Conference in just a few days. So helping our young folks also see that writing and communication are so critical regardless of who you are or what you do, right? You can be an astronaut, you can be a biochemical engineer, you can be a doctor, you could be a lawyer, you could be anything, right? But if you don't know how to communicate your ideas, your thoughts, your perspective into words and to share that, you know, with folks, I mean, that's why we're here. It's so critical.
Absolutely. It is critical, ladies and gentlemen. I know moms and dads, a lot of y'all know that already, but it's so critical that your young people, your family members, learn to write well, not just learn to write, but learn to write well, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we're here today with PodiumRVA, our executive director, ladies and gentlemen, of the Richmond area, ladies and gentlemen. PodiumRVA.org. The org is PodiumRVA.org, ladies and gentlemen. You can go to that website right now as well. Vicki Yeroian is with us today. Thank you so much. You know, guys, I gotta stress that more, Vicki. We gotta stress more writing. Learn to write, learn to express yourself, because it really affects everything from A to Z. It don't matter what you're doing. It could be from buying a house to signing a document that's going to get you another $1 million. You got to know what's on it, you know, what's on the paperwork, and how to respond properly as well. So that's powerful. Well, tell you what, Ms. Vicki, before we get started, any shout outs? Let's get some shout outs to your team. Let's do that first before
I would love to do some shout outs.
Please take your time on that, because I know you don't do all this by yourself. I know you're brilliant and can do everything, but I know you got a team.
Oh my gosh, I mean, you know, we can all do so much, but you're absolutely right. It takes a team, it takes a community of us all working together to support our young folks. And so absolutely, I would like to shout out a couple of very important people to that process. First and foremost, a shout out to Ray Martin, who carried our programs all the first beginning of this year from January all the way through to June. So shout out to Ray Martin, who was also graduate of Virginia Union University here in Richmond, Virginia, and also was part of our Young Professional Board, came back to say, hey, I want to serve. I want to keep being part of the Podium family. I also want to shout out to Miss Lily Cook, who is our current program staff member. She is out there on Tuesdays, on Wednesdays. And just last week, Kevin, our partners reached out to us and said, listen, we love what y'all are doing.
Yep.
We need to add Thursday programs. And so Lily, with the kindness of her heart, we didn't even have those on the schedule. And she just jumped in and said, yep, we can absolutely take on those extra programs. So a major, major shout out to Lily. I want to shout out to some of our volunteers and interns who are helping us along the way as well. So shout out to Moira, who is our newest program intern. Shout out to, we have another person named Lily who's on our staff, as an intern. And so we just, and for last and certainly not least, I want to shout out to Erin. Erin is our communication manager. She has been with us since she was in high school. She was a Podium student,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Graduated high school, went to VCU,
Wow.
got her bachelor's degree in communication, mass communication, and now has been our communications manager ever since. So
what a great story. What a great story there. I love it. Come back around, start at the beginning and come back to the beginning and keep it moving.
Yep.
I love it. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Power Connections, ladies and gentlemen, with Vicki Yeroian, ladies and gentlemen, Executive Director of PodiumRVA.org. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Vaughan here with you. You may be asking, what's Power Connections? Well, you're looking at her over there, ladies and gentlemen. Our power connector is a Vicki, ladies and gentlemen, somebody who's making a power play in the community. Anybody who's doing some great things for their community, for their home, for their family, friends, whatever, is a power connector, ladies and gentlemen. That's what Vicki does each and every day for the community, ladies and gentlemen, that she serves. And we're excited about that. But guys, what we're going to do, we're going to try to play with this technology a little bit, Vicki. We're going to play a video. We're going to play a couple of videos probably, and just let people know what's going on out there. I want you guys to go to PodiumRVA.org. That is the website for those who need that, may not have a lot of time to hang around. Go to PodiumRVA.org and we'll give you more of that. But let me go ahead and share the screen, Vicki, and we'll come back and continue our interview with you as well as we move forward. Here we go. Let me see if I can get everything going here for you, including the audio here. I think we got everything going here. Very good. We're going to go over to this first one here. I think we're going to go to this one here, and oops, let me get down here and go back here. Yeah, just keep it moving. Here we go. I think I got them here. Yeah, all right.
Yes. All right. Sounds like a plan, ladies and gentlemen. We are ready to
Bring
go.
that over here.
And, oops, let me get down here and go back here. Yeah, just keep it moving. Here we go. I think I got them here. Yeah, all right. Yes. All right. Sounds like a plan, ladies and gentlemen. We are ready to go.
All right, let's go ahead.
Oops, let me get down here and go back here. Yeah, just keep it moving. Here we go.
No problem. We'll get out of that real quick. Here we go. All right. We're getting a little closer, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying to move all these buttons here, Vicki, today. And this is the one I wanted right here. All right. Can you see that, Vicki? Okay.
perfect.
All right. Let's go with it. All right. Here we go.
Hello, wonderful lovers of literature, books, poetry, and the literary arts. My name is Vicki Yeroian, and I'm the Executive Director for PodiumRVA. Podium empowers underserved youth ages 10 through 19 throughout Greater Richmond to become competent, capable writers, communicators, and leaders to succeed in school, career, and life. We annually serve over 300 youth and over 400 hours of free programming year-round. Programs build academic and critical thinking skills, self-confidence, and prepare our youth for success transitioning from middle to high school or from high school to college and beyond. Our major community goals are to improve youth writing achievement, educational equity and opportunity for advancement and growth, and to create a safe, supportive space for youth to showcase and celebrate their perspectives and achievements throughout our region. To achieve our goals, we offer the following services for all youth and their families, with a particular focus on serving communities most in need. Podium provides weekly year-round youth writing, communication, and college career preparation workshops, family writing workshops and activities, summer teen internships and professional development, quarterly showcases of youth achievement like open mics or regional debates, quarterly zine publications for Podium youth families and their schools or communities, an annual literary journal for Podium youth families in the Greater Richmond community, and new Podium alumni professional development via publication, project leadership, internships, and employment. So we are looking for wonderful folks like yourself to get more involved. You are part of a group of people who genuinely believe in the value of writing and personal expression as a critical tool to own your narrative, create new worlds, and spread hope. At this point in time, we're reaching out for help with board service. So if you have a personal passion for working with youth on writing communication and professional development, or maybe you have some experience with some of our needs, like endowments or scholarship funds, or ESL or English language learning curriculum. We're also looking for help with youth professional development and program support. So maybe you want to be a guest speaker at an upcoming program, or a panelist or presenter at our annual Teen Professional Conference. We're also looking for people to sponsor quarterly alumni publications, our annual Teen Professional Conference, the printing of our upcoming journal number 11, or a 12-week youth writing program. We're also asking for folks to come out to our virtual campaigns or events happening every other month this year. And of course, you can support Podium Youth by donating a meaningful gift. If you have any questions or want to connect, please visit us at www.PodiumRVA.org. Thank you for your time today, and have a wonderful day of literary celebration.
All right, I love that. Woo, that was powerful there, Vicki. That was so powerful. Thank you so much for letting us share that.
Kevin, it's so weird to watch yourself in a video. That really tripped me up, but I loved it. Thank you so much for sharing that out.
Thank you so much. Of course, she could have did that again live, ladies and gentlemen. We thought the video would be cool. You know, that was her, ladies and gentlemen. You know, that was Vicki on the network there. Wasn't no twin. I love it. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Kevin Vaughan on the Power Connections. We're having some fun here with Podium RVA, the executive director, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Vicki Yeroian, and we're excited about her being with us today on the network. Vicki, we want to hear, first of all, a little bit about you. Tell us a little bit about your journey from being born all the way up to now, if you don't mind. Tell us a little bit about you, if you don't mind, without telling too much information, of course. But tell us about you.
Oh, I appreciate that. Absolutely. No, well, you know, born, I guess, in Boston, Massachusetts, but moved to Virginia when I was like 2.5.
All right.
Lived in Northern Virginia for a while, lived out in a town called McGaheysville out in Rockingham County for a while. Wow. Moved to the city of Richmond in 2009 to start school. So I jumped from the suburbs outside of DC to the rural mountain area to, you know, city of Richmond, which has been my home and my pride and joy ever since 2009. I started actually at Podium. It was probably like 3 weeks into my college career. I sat down, there was a event at my school that said, hey, do you want to get involved in your community? I said, of course I do. I'm new. I want to immediately get involved and make sure that I'm here, you know, to support, you know, everybody that's here. And so they said, do you care about creative expression, you know, publication, showcase, you know, youth literary development? I said, oh, I love that. That's my passion. You know, that's my purpose. Wow. And they said, hey, you know what? Then Podium might be for you. Right. I was an intern for 3 years. I served, I ran a weekly program after school at Armstrong High School here in Richmond's East End. Love the Wildcats, shout out. And then, you know, came back as our programs director, served 5 years in that role. And then in January of last year, transitioned to the role of executive director. So when they say, you know, hey, when you're in school, when you're graduated high school and you're out there trying to, you know, get your professional development, you know, take those internships, you know, take those volunteer opportunities, because you never know where they're going to lead to. Right. Exactly. This is the second story that we've talked about where an intern at Podium has now become, you know, a staff member. So
makes sense to me.
That's my story.
Exactly. Makes sense to me, ladies and gentlemen. Doesn't it make sense, guys, especially when you get some great training and learning. And plus, you know, what was interesting is that everybody, it seems, that comes back has the passion already, you know, prior to that, and it just had the good fit with Podium RVA. So that's powerful when you think about it, Vicki. So powerful. Hey, this is why we call it Power Connections, ladies and gentlemen. Kevin Vaughan, our wonderful guest today, executive director, ladies and gentlemen, Vicki Yeroian is with us today from PodiumRVA.org. I want you guys to visit that website also too as well. You know, one thing I guess I always like to hear, Vicki, is some stories from your students without their names, of course, but can you tell us some great stories of what you guys have been producing and helping students with that maybe come back and say thank you, or have gone on to be, you know, great people, whatever, you know, as they are already. Can you tell us some stories about from some of your students, some of the things you've done in the community?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. And so I've got a couple of young folks immediately in my mind that,
Yeah.
I'm thinking of. But before we get to their specific stories, the Podium young person story, right?
Yeah.
Is, there's a couple different stories that we see, right? So
Mhm.
sometimes we get young folks where, hey, I don't know. Writing to me
Right.
feels like a punishment. It feels like an academic homework assignment. It doesn't
Yeah.
feel like a tool that I can use for myself.
Right.
Right. And so what we do is we see somebody that comes back, they stay back after school with us. Maybe they want to stay back. Maybe, they had to stay back. Right.
Yeah.
But we say, hey, who are you? Right.
Right.
What's important to you? And let's talk about that. Let's discuss that. Let's write and express ourselves, with you first and foremost in mind. And
Mhm.
so what we see over the weeks is, young folks who, maybe are shy. Maybe they say, hey, I'm not confident necessarily in my writing ability, in my ability to share my story with other
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've never have been asked to do something like that before. And
Yeah.
then they come and maybe 1 week goes by and they write something, but they don't share it at all.
Right.
And
Right.
then the next week, maybe they'll write something and they'll say, hey, Miss Vicki, can you read this? Can you look this over? I want to show this to you.
Yeah.
And, you give them that positive feedback, that energy, that support that says, yes, this is what matters, right? Your opinion, your voice matters.
Yeah.
Next week, all of a sudden they say, hey, Miss Vicki, either can you read my piece for me, or I'm ready to read my piece.
Right.
Right. And for the kids that say, hey, can you read my piece for me? I always go, I can. But I want you to know that because they're your words, that's your story.
Yeah.
If you share it,
Yeah.
that's where that power, that's where that really comes from.
Right.
So I can share it, but it's gonna be the best version it can be if it comes directly for you. And so you see,
Yeah.
Kevin, you see that transition. You see
Yeah.
them go.
Yes, the lights come on, everything comes on, starts shining. Ooh, yes, ma'am. I love it. I
Oh,
love it.
absolutely. So that's the
Yeah.
Podium. That's
Yeah.
a Podium story. And then we have a couple of young folks who I just want to, share out that have come back after they graduated high school to
Yeah.
help us out, either as writers of our alumni project. So we have 6 lovely, wonderful individuals. Shout outs to wonderful folks like Kaven, to Rajane, to Tristan, to Dayron, to Tracy, to Destiny, for being our alumni who have come back to support and show their professional development through our publications. We've also had alumni come back to run programs. And so I want to give a double shout out to Dayron for coming back to run our programs this spring, and other shout outs to another Destiny who came back to help run our conference last year.
Yeah.
And then Vaughan, who was one of our very, very first alumni to come back, and he ran a financial literacy program at his old high school.
Wow.
Kevin, financial literacy. So claps and snaps. So we have so many different stories of young folks that come back. It's not just, you turn, 18, 19, you graduate and you go away. No, I mean, if you, want an internship, if you need a work study opportunity, if if you need an employment opportunity, I mean, we are that resource for our young folks, even as they grow and turn into young adults.
Absolutely. Right? Exactly. Vicki, you know what I'm hearing here? I'm hearing, first of all, people bond with the PodiumRVA. I mean, you got to have a bond there to do all that too as well. That means you guys are clicking with the community. No doubt about it. That is so powerful, because you have people that come in and says, I want to learn to do this, do that. But guess what? Your team has to click with the people, right? They're not going to stay there. So sounds like they're all coming in all the time and want to stay and work in and come back, and then want to work into the program as well to help their communities grow as well. That is so powerful, because that's the key to success, ladies and gentlemen, is how do you treat people? And it sounds like Vicki's team knows how to treat people at PodiumRVA, ladies and gentlemen, .org. And that's why we're here today, to promote them as a power player on Power Connections with Kevin Vaughan. That is so neat. I love it. So thank you, and we salute all the graduates. We salute the current teachers, current everybody, all the officers, man. We salute you guys, because that's what it's going to take to make our communities better and greater and smarter and brilliant. And of course, even beyond that, because you never know where people will go from these programs as well. But the goal is to make sure they have, I think you use it on your network, Vicki, to have the tools, right? Yes, to have the tools to succeed.
Absolutely.
You got to do it. I love it. I love it. Vicki, we got to do a commercial break because we want to make sure people can give too, right? To the network. Let's talk about giving. What are some of the needs right now for Podium RVA as an ORG? So what's some of the needs? Because we want people to start giving. I'm going to pull that website up where people can go and give to as well on this network. But it's also on the website. I mean, it's actually on the website. You guys can go to the website and give too. So we want to encourage that. But can you talk about some of the needs right now for Podium RVA to help you guys continue to do what you do?
Oh my gosh. Well, absolutely. Absolutely. So some of the biggest things that, we are transitioning back in person for the first time. So City of Richmond Public Schools, we did not go back in person like a lot of other areas did. We stayed virtual the entire year.
Yep.
And so we've got a lot of learning loss, right? A lot of learning loss that we need to really step our game up and make sure we're there to support our young folks as they're coming back. But we essentially have the two hold on, Kevin, I'm so sorry. I dropped the question.
That's okay, no problem. Yeah, we're talking about what some of the needs of the Podium RVA.
Needs of our organization, right on. So
absolutely.
as we go back in person, that's right. I was like, you know what, I was about to shoot into let's go back in person, but you know what, the needs, that's what the focus is on this conversation. So as we're coming back, right, what we're realizing, oh my gosh, all of a sudden, whoa, public printing for all of our weekly workshops, right? If we want to make sure that every single young folk that is with us, every single child, every single teenager, that if we have a workshop, if we're doing an activity with them, we have the materials, the resources, everything that they need. So any kind of supplies like that, printer, paper, printer, ink for our publications. And actually we are getting ready to print our first journal back since, gosh, couple of years to welcome young folks back to school with a printed copy of journal number 11. And so we are really, really looking forward and, needing support, getting that publication ready to go, whether it be, sponsoring the actual printing of the publication or, providing, assistance for, a portion of those printing. That's one of the biggest needs and resources. And then finally, last, I wanted to say that we are in the process, right? If we are coming back from a virtual to an in-person world, we're in the process of hiring, more staff members. We are hiring, and we, focus, take a particular focus and interest on folks who, work in our communities and, who are here making a difference every day. And so, we want to make sure that, like you said, we have the best, the folks that are there that are really able to make that lasting mentorship and support. Absolutely. Right. So as we, get ready for this fall, that's what we're going to need. We're going to need some help and support, getting the word out that, hey, we need folks to help us with our programs and to help us, make sure that our staff have a living, right? A wage that honors and respects the work that they do.
Yeah, powerful, Vicki. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Power Connections with Kevin Vaughan, my special guest, Executive Director of PodiumRVA, ladies and gentlemen, .org, Miss Vicki Yeroian, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Vicki, well, I just pulled up the Podium's Back to School campaign. I hope you can see that okay. Let's talk about this a little bit because we want people to be able to donate here as well. Can you talk about these categories very quickly with that as well?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And so this was actually I'm really glad you pulled this up because this is a really great breakdown of the needs we literally just were talking about. And so wow, that's
perfect
right there.
Thank you for
go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for sending it. I'll say thank you for sending it.
Oh my gosh. Well, no, I mean, that's so wonderful that we're able to pull that up and share as we're talking. I mean, this is modern technology. So this is our back to school campaign.
Yes.
So essentially what we are doing here is, like I was just saying, we are getting ready. We have a lot of different schools and community centers like Boys and Girls Clubs, YMCAs, and of course our middle and high schools here in the city that we need to make sure that we're supporting. And so you can see right here with this back to school campaign, there are a couple different categories where we're focusing on. So you can see here, if you are able to donate $25, you are able to provide youth with workshop materials. So we're able to get notebooks, pencils, paper, pens, printouts. We're able to really pull together the resources and support we need for our young folks, right? We've got, like I was saying earlier, 8th graders that are applying for specialty high schools. We've got to make sure they know that application process and they practice that with us. So we've got to get those resources. So $50 is month-long mentorship, right? So with that, we can take a mentorship with one young folk and one person, and we can mentor them for an entire month, right? With that resource.
Yep, I love it.
Alumni professional stipend awards are typically around $100. So working on, supporting our young folks as they become young adults is another thing. Open mic, we will talk. I think that's the next thing on the agenda is we've got an open mic. And so August is going to be our next virtual open mic, and we'll have in-person open mics as well. But helping us get the resources and support we need to get those open mics and showcase the achievements and the celebrations of our children is everything. And then, of course, our publication. And that's really this is what this back to school campaign is really celebrating. We want to welcome, because there are such extreme educational inequities, right? Especially, in our cities. I know Richmond City, we are, not immune to the educational inequities here. And so, what we really want to do is our young folks, some of them are going to come back with almost a year behind on their reading and their literacy rates. And so we have to absolutely be there for that. So one of the first things we want to do is grab that publication, that journal number 11, and say, hey, we are going to be here for you. We are not going anywhere, and we'll be here every single week. And you know what? Here is something physical for you to just say, hey, this is my organization, this is my resource, my network, and my support. So everyone who donates to this campaign is going to get a virtual copy. And, a lot of the proceeds, they'll be going to things like our open mic, but they'll also be going to this journal number 11, getting that printed.
Oh, I love it, Vicki. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, all across the globe, those who are in business, I'm going to advocate now for, or at least encourage all the marketplace people, Vicki, to be able to give. Anybody who's in business, you guys need to give a few dollars. Okay, y'all can do that, $25, $50, whatever. Some of y'all can do $500. Some of them you can take care of the whole bill real quickly as well. The whole goal there, $4,000. So I want to encourage Vicki, all the business owners, all of my colleagues that are in business. I'm in business, you're in business. All those who are in business now, you guys can go to this page. Actually, you can go to the main website too as well, Vicki, is that correct? That's PodiumRVA.org, I'm sorry, let me back up. I'm so excited here. PodiumRVA.org is the website, ladies and gentlemen, that you can go to and hit on the back to school campaign. That'll get you some more information about that as well. Oh, but Vicki, I want to encourage all the merchants and anybody who's in business that can to really specifically in the tri-state area up there in Virginia and so forth as well. You guys can be able to give to this area, but anybody, I don't care if you're in California all the way to the East Coast to the West Coast, you can still give off this wonderful website, guys. So I want to encourage you to do that because you never know whose life you're going to change, Vicki. That's what it's all about right there, is the lives that we change. That's powerful. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Hey, this is Power Connection with Kevin Vaughan and my wonderful guest here today, Executive Director of PodiumRVA, Ms. Vicki Yeroian. Ladies and gentlemen, she's with us today. Hey, we're going to switch over now, guys. We're going to talk a little bit about this other area I believe we have. Let me go ahead and make sure I can flip over to that real quickly. I think I got that. There we go. We got the poetry night coming up, Vicki, if you don't mind. Let's talk about that. So I know that's one of your great areas. I love it. Let's talk about poetry night, ladies and gentlemen. You have to register for that.
Oh my gosh, our poetry nights. This is the culmination of all the work that we are doing every week with our young folks. Wow. And the work that they are doing on their own, right?
Yes.
Shout out to all of our writers and our aspiring authors who are out there writing all the time on their own. So poetry night, right? This is just our Podium family. So you're listening, you're watching this show right now. You're part of our Podium family. You've got the access to come out to our open mic. So this is a gathering of our alumni. This is a gathering of our current students. This is a gathering of our supporters, of our youth partners, of our, like I said, our whole family to come out and really enjoy just an evening of performance and showcase. So what we'll do is we'll have, our alumni host the event. We'll have lots of different pieces. So whether you're a poet, a debater, a storyteller, right? There is something for everybody can kind of come share. But if you do not want to share, you just want to come listen, tune in, have a good time, we have to have folks to share to. So we absolutely want you to come out, even if you don't, you're not the poet or the storyteller or the writer, right? but
Right.
come out and support, be part of the evening. So it is going to be Monday, August 9th. It's going to be kind of the wrap up to our conference, that evening. So we'll have our teen professional conference that day.
Yeah.
And then that evening we'll have our open mic night. So it is going to be from 7 to 8 p.m. It's going to be right on Zoom. And so I know that Kevin has the link. We can get that out to folks to register. All you got to do is register and you'll have access to join us. So please, Monday, August 9th at 7 p.m., come out and support our Podium students and our alumni.
Absolutely. And Vicki, we got to tell them that you guys are on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, ladies and gentlemen, okay? So there's no reason why you can't. You can just type in PodiumRVA, ladies and gentlemen. I'll put you up on Facebook, Twitter, same thing, I believe, Vicki, correct me if I'm wrong, and LinkedIn, just type in PodiumRVA and you'll get that information as well through that network. Is that correct? I want to make sure I made that correct here. It can go through social media as well, to those websites, or to those social media locations. Is that correct, ma'am, as well?
Oh, absolutely. Type in PodiumRVA. We are on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. We've even got a Vimeo channel account. So, we are everywhere.
Yes, yeah, because they're media. They're media, ladies and gentlemen. They're media. Media has to write. Nothing gets published unless it's written down first, ladies and gentlemen. Please understand that there's writers all across the globe doing their thing because of what they learned. Some of them, from the fact that the PodiumRVA teaches people to write. So guess what? That means there's writers all across the world that learn these techniques, ladies and gentlemen, in order to keep going. Also, too, Vicki, I wanted to show this beautiful website here. I got to do that. I've got to show the beautiful website that you guys have as well, all their programs real quickly, guys. For those who want to go to PodiumRVA.org, they got their publications. She just went there, her events, get involved, how to get involved with them, and of course, how to get in touch with them as well. I want you guys to just, if nothing else, just give some shout outs, guys, give some encouraging words. And of course, there are wonderful donate pages there, as we just talked about earlier as well. It is so powerful, ladies and gentlemen. One of these, matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you guys, one of the top nonprofits right now on our network is PodiumRVA. We're going to be promoting. I got like 3 different ones. This is one of the 3 that I'm going to be promoting on the network, ladies and gentlemen, so we can continue to support them as much as we need to. So I'm so excited about what Podium is doing, ladies and gentlemen, and so excited about this wonderful opportunity that we call PodiumRVA. I love it. Well, great. Well, Vicki, we're going to come back to you now. We're going to stop the share and get back to us now as well. And we're just so excited about this wonderful opportunity with you to talk about this powerful, powerful area. We just talked about our communities and how important it is for people to write, people to understand. But most of all, Vicki, you talked about this earlier, about people to express themselves. I thought that was so cool when you said, yeah, I can write something, Vicki, but then I want you to read it. No, I don't think so. I think you need to read it, Mr. Vaughan, for yourself. And of course, you said the light bulbs come on, all the confidence, I guess, comes out. I guess that's what we're saying, is that the confidence comes out in that area as well. Let's talk about the age group too, Vicki. I didn't find out for me. What's the age group where someone can be a part of PodiumRVA?
Absolutely. So Podium, we really serve our youth ages 10 through 19. So that's, we're in a lot of middle schools. We're in a lot of high schools. We work with a lot of boys and girls clubs, YMCA centers, really, really focusing on, we want to make sure that we're there. If we're there with you when you're in 6th grade or 7th grade, just kind of starting out, that journey of, hey, this is who I am. And let me express that outwardly to other people and share my perspective all the way through high school. So it's really important to us to have 7-year, education continuum with our young folks, that we can really be there as a resource and support however long they need. Exactly.
Fantastic. Vicki, I was thinking about, because our goal is to learn how to get fundraising, right, for the network, for the PodiumRVA. I wanted to ask you about, and of course, I know we got to do it properly, everything got to be done in order, but how can businesses help you on the fundraising side and on specific areas? Is there any limitations on what a business can do to help you raise money? For example, I'll just use my network. Say, for example, we got a radio program, right? And we'll say 50 people say, I want to come on the radio. I'm saying, great. And 50 people you recommend it. And those 50 people, first of all, have to donate to PodiumRVA before they get their time on the network. It could be a half hour, an hour, whatever you want to donate. But guess what? We want all the monies to go to Podium for that referral. Is that something that businesses can do, where Do you refer people for a certain area, like whether it's related to media? We're talking about radio or coming on the stream. How about this, Vicki? Somebody says, well, I want to have my own little TV show, right, on Zoom and put that out there, but I don't want to do all the work. Guess what? We'll do the work for them, but guess what? They got to donate to PodiumRVA. We have to verify it first, and then they get their time on the network. Is that something that can happen, or can we do that with you guys in the future? We want to talk about that.
Oh my gosh. I mean, that first off, those are some really,
Yeah.
I'm sitting here taking notes from you, Kevin, because those are some wonderful suggestions right there. And I think the more opportunities that we have, the ability to get the word out and spread the network and spread the information. I mean, right behind you, for example, there's a publication link. And if you are having a day where you just need something that picks you up or reminds you why you do what you do, please click that publication button. Please read one of our journals, one of our zines. Please read the words, the stories from our young people. And I guarantee you, it will put that smile back on your face.
Oh, I love it. I love it, Vicki. That's powerful. Yeah, so we can talk about this offline later, but the goal, as it relates to media, because they can have their own little radio program right now. This is some of the children can be sponsored, or some of the students can be sponsored by their parents or others, but they can have their own little radio program. They can have their own little Zoom. Now, a lot of the stuff will have to be critiqued first before it goes out. So all we would do, Vicki, we just record it first and get it over to you guys, and you critique it, and you give them some feedback on what they can do better next time as we go forward. Yeah, exactly. So the goal is just to build their confidence up that they can do this type of thing, whether it's radio, being on the presence like we are today and having some fun with that. But everything wouldn't go out to the internet. Of course, it would just be recorded and sent to you guys for review for those who have been sponsored for that particular area. Now, if they wanted to go online live, we could do that too, as well, as long as somebody has donated that time to you guys as well. So we'll talk about that, how we can do that. But that's what we're doing with a couple other nonprofits right now. We're actually telling people, hey, if you guys want to donate, we'll give you something for that donation, right? We'll give you some time on the network. You can have your own feed. If they just want the recording, they can get it back and do their own thing. They want to do their own commercial, but they don't want to do the background stuff on the technology. We'll do that for them, providing they sent that donation in, which I will verify through Vicki, that they sent that $25 or $35 or maybe $4,500. So whatever they send in, we'll make sure you get a lot of time if you send that $4,500 over there. As a matter of fact, you can have the whole week. So that's a lot of fun.
And and there's ways that we can, because we want to make sure also, if there are businesses, if there are organizations that want to support Podium Youth, I mean, we want to make sure that we recognize and we honor that support as well. So whether that be, us having an event where we give a shout out to that company or that organization, or, we have supporter award nights, or, there's so many different ways we could sponsor a week or a month or, an entire program session and have it be the session that's named, after your company or organization. I mean, there are so many ways that we can say that we can, say thank you for that support too. And so, I'm any type of, like you said, any type of campaign or podcast or video, our alumni are here and they're very excited to, participate and share. And so that would be so wonderful to collaborate with that. But any kind of, campaign like that, Kevin, that sounds, like I said, I am grabbing out my pen and I am taking some notes. That was power to the people right there.
Absolutely. Yeah, we really got to look at that and brainstorm that out, because see, I'm talking about even PodiumRVA doing something for TikTok, because the young people are at that level, TikTok and all the other ones that are a little positive, of course, obviously LinkedIn, Twitter, and so forth as well. But they can have so much fun with that. But the goal is to raise funds also too as well. And get that information out there. So we'll talk about the detail of that later, how we can help you do that. But I want other merchants and other business people to be thinking about that too, how you can help raise funds in a fun way, and of course in a compliant way as well. I was more concerned about the compliancy, because we don't want you guys to lose nothing on your end either. So we got to talk about that. But yeah, Vicki, we're ready to go with that. I'm working with 2 other nonprofits just to raise funds for them. For example, again, if somebody says, hey, I'd love to be on YouTube or whatever, and we can set them up. If they do $200 to the nonprofit, we'll help them. As long as I verify, we'll help them get that YouTube channel. So if they want some consulting services or something, Vic, what we do with the Congress, we got a lot of information there. We do
a lot of information.
Yeah, so we know what to do and what not to do. So we thank God for that. But that's another area where, again, we can help you guys out, providing you're willing to donate for the services that you're needing as well. But the goal is to make sure you donate to Podium RVA first, and you say, I want to sign up for this, boom, 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 and we'll take it from there, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll confirm that with you as well. So that's powerful. Well, Vicki, I'm excited. We're going to keep it moving here, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, this is Power Connections with Kevin Vaughan, live on the network. We're going to be shooting this out on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. It's already on Facebook right now. We're going to be pushing it out on LinkedIn, Twitter, also Lineable. We're going to push it out on nextdoor.com. We're going to be pushing it out on Web Talk, which is another international network as well. So all you international, convert that money over and send the donation in to PodiumRVA as well, for those who want to do that. So I'm excited. Well, Vicki, we want to give you some final thoughts, anything that we missed that we want to talk about. I think we talked about a lot of great stuff, but anything you want to say to the network and anything you want to say to your team and all your students out there as well. Thank you so much for your leadership.
Well, thank you. I mean, Kevin, thank you so much. I mean, honestly,
this is what we do, Vicki.
I'm getting a tiny, I'm getting a little emotional. Some, because it's so important, right? And it's so critical for us to be there for our young folks, especially because there are you look up other areas and you see that there's so many different enrichment and camps and activities and opportunities and all these after school things and what have you. And then you look at, Richmond City Public Schools and you say, you know what? Why don't we have all of that? You know what I mean? Where's all of that for us? And so Podium, we work all across the city to really be that resource. And so we need to, this takes a network, this takes a village, this takes a family. And so my lasting remarks is, one, thank you so much to everybody who is in the Podium family, whether you are new, just starting out and you want to get involved right now. Don't forget that all throughout the month of August and we have our back to school campaign. We would love to get you an exclusive digital copy of journal number 11 for your participation in and donating to that campaign. We want to honor folks on August 9th at 7 p.m. during our community open mic night. So please register and sign up and join that with us. But, lastly, this is such an incredible opportunity, you welcoming us to your network, to your, resources and to support us through providing consultation, by providing, outreach and connections for folks. I mean, that's what I want to end with is just, that network and that village mentality, Kevin. It is, it's invaluable. It's what we need to succeed.
Absolutely.
It's what we need.
Yeah, well said, Vicki. Well said. See, somebody did it for us, Vicki. That's all I'm saying, really. Somebody did it for me. I'm gonna speak for me. I know somebody did it for Vicki because she wouldn't be there. Somebody did it for us, ladies and gentlemen, and cared enough to say, hey, make sure you can write. Make sure you go to college. Make sure you can do this. Make sure you can communicate. Make sure you get learn all you can. And that's why I want to encourage you guys. Always be learning. I put that out today. Always be learning. Always learn. Always know that you can learn anything. You can do anything. Never let anybody tell you you can't do it. Never let anybody tell you that's a bad idea when you have a good idea. You just got to talk to the right people. That's what we want you to do. So we want you to stay encouraged. Ladies and gentlemen all around the globe, encourage your young people. Encourage them. Don't discourage them. It's so important that you always encourage them. And if you don't know, don't say anything and get somebody help, like a Vicki, Yeroian, that can help them, encourage them, get them enrolled. We may not have all the answers, but guess what? We can find the answers because we've got a tremendous network, Vicki, of professionals all across the globe that can help people in different areas of life. But the goal is to make sure they shine and that they rise to the occasion for their life. Because guess what? I'm not going to always be here, but guess what? Them students are going to be, the next generation is going to be here to live their wonderful lives successfully and educationally and all the above. We want them to have the same opportunities pretty much that we had, as you know, and beyond, actually even better, right? So it's pretty cool when you think about it. So Vicki, this has been awesome. We're going to have to do this periodically as new stuff comes out from Podium, new events come out. Anytime you want to come on for a few seconds, you don't have to be very long. It could be 5 seconds if you want. Say, hey, we got an event coming up down here, wherever you're at, and let us know about that. But you're always welcome back to Power Connections with Kevin Vaughan as we promote PodiumRVA, ladies and gentlemen, .org with Vicki, Executive Director Vicki Yeroian, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Should we, do you mind, can we wrap up with a student piece? Do you mind if I read a piece we got over the summer? Is that okay?
I love it. Anything you want to do, this is your show.
Oh, well, this is your show, but you know, I want to connect with folks right now.
That's
So
right.
this is what we're doing with your resource, with your support. So we got this, this is called the graduation speech.
Oh,
This is something from our summer programs. We asked them to do a memoir, an important event that was specific to their memory. They were doing this, you know, reading a novel, The Other Westmore, and realizing how important it is to share your story and perspective. And so Kaya wrote the graduation speech. And so this is, I'm quoting, you know, this is her piece.
Yeah, great. Thank you.
My earliest memory would have to be speaking at my 8th grade graduation.
Wow.
I knew that if I was picked to be president for my school, that I had to speak at graduation. Not knowing that my last year of middle school was going to get cut short due to coronavirus, I was upset that I wasn't able to see my close friends graduate and take pictures with them before going to high school. When working on my graduation speech, it took a lot of patience for me to note things down and then put everything together. I felt like I wasn't going to get it done in time, or that it wasn't going to be perfect like I wanted it to be. Also, I wanted to make sure that my hair and everything looked good for my video.
Absolutely.
I took my attempt at creating the video and uploading it onto my computer and sending it to my teacher. I was a little upset at first because she wanted me to do it over because I was looking down instead of at the camera. But when it was time for graduation to come on, being that it was virtual, most of my family came to my house. We heard my speech and we all cried with one another. And so I really snaps and snaps, because it's got to be, you know, I think about the our children that are going, you know, a lot that graduated middle school, going to high school, and in that virtual time, you know, but that was her memoir, her reflection on her experience, one of those most important experiences to her so far this year.
Oh, I love it. And see, ladies and gentlemen, that you can't be shut down. Things are going to change, right? We're not traditionally, we can't do everything we used to do traditionally, right? Guess what? We have to change, but that doesn't stop your dreams, right? It doesn't stop your goals and what you want to say to people. You can still write that down. You can still do a video, right? You can still do whatever it takes with that same passion, same emotion. So never be discouraged is my point. Always find a way to win. We want you to win, Vicki, at all times. You are a winner. So always figure out a way to win. If you're graduating, figure out how I'm going to graduate. I don't care if the whole planet shut down. I'm going to be the only one graduating on the planet, if that's what it takes. So the goal is you do whatever it takes, ladies and gentlemen. You may need a little help too, right? The students may need a little help. Of course you do. That's why PodiumRVA is there in the Richmond area, ladies and gentlemen, Virginia area. That's what they do. And there's other organizations that do similar stuff as well. We salute all of you guys that do anything to raise our community up higher and also encourage our youth, because they need it. As you know, Vicki, there's some students that don't have dads, don't have moms, don't have dad or mom, don't have no sister, no brother, nobody to encourage them. But a PodiumRVA is there to help them fill some of that void. They can't do it all, of course, but they fill some of the void just to keep that person moving and letting them know, hey, you have everything you need inside of you to grow, to write well, to do a video, do a poetry, you know, everything they want to do is available. And that's what PodiumRVA, that's what I see anyway. And I haven't even seen them all yet. I haven't even met Vicki yet, ladies and gentlemen. Vicki, I don't even know she exists, but she's alive. I don't know if that's an avatar or a clone over there. I don't even know if the whole program exists. I ain't never seen it. So the point is, ladies and gentlemen, we just love Vicki and her team over there, of course. But the point is fact, there's synergy and there's opportunity to help our young people, no matter what your relationship is with people, whether you've seen them or not. They're doing great things. That means you need to help them do some great things. That's powerful. Well, great. Well, Vicki, we always give you some final thoughts. Any final thoughts, Ms. Executive Director of PodiumRVA.org? Any final thoughts, ma'am, before we close it out?
Gosh, you know, just being able to share, you know, that piece from, we just started our summer programs just a few short weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and just be able to share something so recent with you know, our network and community, that just, you know, I really appreciate that. So thank you so much, Kevin.
Oh, absolutely. And we got more to come, Vicki. We just getting started. Matter of fact, Vicki, I got to go to my signature move because, you know, everybody's future show bam, it's so exciting in future. Your future is so bright, ladies and gentlemen. I had to put my shades on because I see your future. You got like 500 suns. You know, one sun is enough, but 500 suns that are you coming out of you, you're so bright that I got to put these shades on. In fact, you're probably going to burn them off if I don't take them off right now. But the point is your future is so bright, ladies and gentlemen. Please know that. And the executive director, Vicki Yeroian, ladies and gentlemen, helps you get there. You got to have somebody who pushes you to your greatness, guys. And Vicki's team and her office does that very, very well. That's why we're so excited about putting these shades on for you. It's not about me. It's about you, so we can see you shine each and every day in everything you do. Thank you so much. Well, Vicki, we got to get out of here because I know we got to go help some people. And we got to get this broadcast on the network so more people can donate and contact it. We trust that you will contact Vicki too as well from the website, PodiumRVA.org. Podium.RVA. Just ask about it. Hey, ask, just you want to learn some more, just say, hey, she'll be glad to explain what she does, what they all do. That most of us on the website. But if you need to answer a question or anything like that, she'll be glad to assist you in that area. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Power Connections. Vicki, thank you so much for your time today. Please tell the team thank you as well. We'll be sending this video to you later on, and if you want to use that for any reason, it's yours to use. We'll send you the audio and the video as we recorded it today, and we'll send that out to you today so you can have that area as well. But Vicki, thank you so much for being on Power Connections with Kevin Vaughan. I love it. I'm gonna get out of these shades here so I can see myself. There you go. There you go. I can see myself now again. So Vicki, thank you so much, and have a great and wonderful day today. Take care. You guys take care. This has been Kevin Vaughan and Vicki Yeroian, ladies and gentlemen, from PodiumRVA. We'll see you next time on the network. Vicki, have a great rest of the day and have a great rest of the week as well. Thank you so much for your time today. God bless.
Take care, everyone.